All right, let's jump right in. New South Wales is on this huge mission to completely change what happens after dark. They're calling it a new state of night. And trust me, it's a vision that goes so much further than your average bars and clubs. I mean, just think about it for a second. What if your local town, your city, didn't just power down when the workday ends? What if a whole new world of things to do and see opened up for everyone at all hours? That is the big, ambitious question at the heart of this whole thing. Okay, and this is really important. We're not just talking about nightlife. The official term is the 24-hour economy, and it's a way bigger idea. It's about making the entire state, from transport to shops to cultural spots, work better for all of us, no matter what time the clock says. So you might be wondering, why the big push right now? To really get that, we need to take a quick look back at the last decade or so. It's been a journey from some pretty heavy restrictions to a brand new sense of freedom. And man, it has been a real roller coaster. The 2010s, you'll remember, were all about the lockout era, just tons and tons of regulations. Then in 2020, they launched the first strategy just for Sydney, and then, well, the pandemic hit, and that changed literally everything about how we work and live. All of that has led us right here to a totally refreshed statewide strategy for 2024. And that really gets to the heart of it. As the Minister for the Nighttime Economy said, after a decade of both lockouts and lockdowns, this isn't about small tweaks. This is a full-on mission to rebuild and completely rethink what our state can be after the sun goes down. Now, here's where things get really interesting. There's a major shift in focus in this new plan. It puts a huge spotlight on this number, almost 900,000 people. These are our nighttime workers, and they are now, finally, front and center. And we're not just talking about bartenders. Think about the people who keep our state running 24/7. Nurses, police, truck drivers, cleaners. For way too long, they've finished a grueling shift to find everything shut, nowhere to get a good meal or run a simple errand. And that's not just an inconvenience. It affects their well-being. It makes it hard to keep staff in critical jobs. And that, in the end, impacts every single one of us. This strategy is designed to change that. So, how are they actually going to pull this off? The whole strategy is built on a really clear 5-part plan. Let's break down these pillars, because they're the blueprint for this whole new state of night. Okay, so here's the plan. Pillar 1 is all about the rules, basically cutting the red tape that holds things back. Pillar 2 is about creating vibrant local areas where people actually want to be. 3 is all about supporting those night workers we just talked about and our amazing cultural scene. 4 tackles safety and making sure everyone feels welcome and can get around easily. And finally, number 5, authentic storytelling, which is all about celebrating what makes each place unique. Let's take a closer look at that first pillar for a sec, rewriting the rules. We've all heard the stories, right? A legendary live music venue that's been around forever gets shut down because of a few noise complaints from new neighbors. Well, the new approach is all about finding a balance, one that protects our live music scene while also resolving issues in a way that's fair to everyone. Now, jumping over to Pillar 4, safety, we're seeing brilliant ideas like this Purple Flag program. Think of it like a gold star for a night out. It's this international accreditation that basically says, hey, this place isn't just fun, it's also safe, clean, and welcoming for everybody. Now, this is a huge one. One of the most significant new parts of the strategy is this powerful commitment to First Nations culture. This quote here from Terry Jonke and Company just nails it. It's about recognizing and celebrating the nation's original storytellers as a vital part of who we are today. And Pillar 5 is where this really comes to life. The goal is to actively empower First Nations artists and communities to tell their stories on their terms. This isn't just about adding a bit of culture here and there. It's about fundamentally enriching our public spaces and bringing stories back to places where those vital voices have been missing for far too long. And I really have to stress this. This whole vision is not just for the Sydney CBD. A huge, huge part of this refresh strategy is that its ambition stretches out to every single corner of the state. And you know what? The data shows this is already happening. After the pandemic, people want great options close to home. Just look at the boom in nighttime businesses in places like Blacktown and Canterbury Bankstown. This is Pillar 2, vibrant precincts happening organically. The strategy is just designed to pour some fuel on that fire. So this means supporting the entire spectrum of what a night out can be. Yeah, it's the iconic city pub, absolutely. But it's also that bustling local food market or a cool suburban arts festival.
It's about empowering communities to build their own unique experiences that really reflect their character. That's the secret sauce to creating those truly vibrant places.
So where does all this lead? Well, the long-term vision is pretty massive. It's nothing less than making New South Wales a globally recognized leader, the benchmark for what a modern, inclusive, and dynamic 24-hour state can actually look like. The 24-hour Economic Commissioner, Michael Rodriguez, really captures that forward-looking vibe perfectly. There's this genuine feeling of optimism here, and it's an invitation, a call to everyone, councils, businesses, communities, to be part of making it all happen. So let's boil it all down. What are the key things to remember? This is a plan that goes way beyond bars. It puts a new, crucial focus on our 872,000 nighttime workers. It's about empowering First Nations storytelling. It's about boosting vibrant local spots all across the state. And it's all built on smarter rules to let our culture and economy thrive. And that brings us right back to that final question, the one this whole strategy is really asking. It's a vision for the state, yeah, but it's going to be built by communities and experienced by each of us. So, what does a new state of night look like to you?